days a week on the big 1520 AM, 92.3 FM, and 106.5 FM WHOW, and on your easy choice for soft hits, 95.9 FM WEZC.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Kendra Wallace, 4-H coordinator for the U of I Extension in DeWitt, DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties. Let me get my counties there right, Kendra. Good grief. It's a Monday, right?
It is Monday for sure.
Oh, how you doing this morning? Are you doing well?
Doing well, Seth. Thank you. How about yourself?
Not bad. If I could get my bearings straight here, it's Monday. You come in and everything's all over the place. So, but no, we appreciate you making time for us, Kendra, as always. And I'll tell you what, we look outside today, Kendra, and it's sunny, but boy, it doesn't feel like spring yet. It's not far. We're going to be talking 4-H fair here in the next few months. I can't believe it. That'll probably become the dominant portion of our discussion here in our future visits. Anything of importance to highlight as it relates to the fair this year, this 7th day of April?
Yeah. So we have just a quick reminder for everyone that if your kiddos are interested or even returning to 4-H, they do need to be enrolled in our Z-Suite registration program by April the 30th. That's the last day to enroll or add or drop any projects that they might want to exhibit, because then turning around the very next day, May the 1st, our fair entry program will open for the month of May for exhibitors to go in and actually enroll the classes of the projects that they will be showing.
Very good. So keep those things in mind. You mentioned that webinar, Kendra. The changes in the fair book and those sorts of things. What are some of the highlights of those? And you mentioned that webinar is available online for folks. Let's highlight that this morning.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of the changes came through in the general projects categories, whether that be adding new project categories, removing some categories that just didn't have as much interest, or maybe the curriculum was becoming really outdated and they didn't have any updates for it. So I really highly encourage everyone to first and foremost read through the show book. It's available on our homepage, and if anyone would prefer, we can also do a hard copy. You can contact any of the 3 extension offices for the counties, and our support staff would be more than happy to get a printed copy ready to go. But just read through there, take a look at those classes, and really pay attention to what the project is asking for. I know there's quite a few projects that now have size restrictions, because I know the state fair is so cool and fascinating to be a part of, but the ore building is only so big. So some of the projects, they really had to scale down in size. Like welding, for instance, I know is always a big one, especially since it's an industrial welding class. They are asking the kids to keep their exhibits to a smaller scale. I guess last year, as cool as it was, there was a young man who had brought in he had welded a flatbed for his pickup truck. And so, I mean, it goes to show how amazing the skills that these kids learn. But again, the buildings are only so big. So take a look at those size restrictions or requirements for the projects. That would be my biggest highlight. Mm-hmm. But again, I'd go through all of this a lot more in depth, as well as the schedule, and who is the staff that'll be available there at the fair. That's on the webinar as well. So who to reach out to for questions and in what areas. But our biggest recommendation is definitely read through that show book.
Sure. Very good. Very good. You know, I joke about it, but the 4-H Fair Board has really done a lot of upgrades out there. Perhaps that OR building is next to maybe expand or renovate to make bigger, right?
It's hard to tell. So the OR building there is at the state fairgrounds. So I don't know. Maybe if we can continue to increase 4-H enrollment, we could definitely have to look for a bigger venue.
That's great, though.
Wonderful problem to have. But
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
The 4-H Fair Board has done wonderful expansions there at the fairgrounds. So if anybody gets a chance, it's just a big horseshoe style drive. So I encourage everyone to go out and look at all of those new things, new buildings and updates that they've done out there. And then, of course, always just come out and enjoy the show with us as well during the summer.
You know, and I feel like that's an opportunity, Kendra, to speak to the creativity that you can bring to the table with 4-H, you know, and just highlight the fact that, you know, again, 4-H goes beyond agriculture and all of the, you know, kind of the misnomers that it has carried for so many years.
Most definitely. It has expanded well beyond those livestock and home economics clubs that it started out as. It just blows my mind the things that these kids come up with, anything from visual arts categories, cooking, to now we've got all of the STEM areas as well. So that's STEM trades and STEM technologies. So if you've got anyone that's interested in robotics or drones or any of the new technologies that are emerging, coming out, we highly encourage the kids to take a look at it and see, you know, if what they're learning can be exhibited as well.
Yep, very good, very good. Well, I'll tell you what there, Kendra, as we talk about getting ready for the 4-H fair here right around the corner in DeWitt County, let's remind, of course, that DeWitt County is now housing basically the entirety of the 4-H fair for the 3 counties of Piatt, Macon, and DeWitt.
Yes. So each county is still represented separately, but just during one exhibit date. So those dates again will be July the 10th through, well, exhibits will start late on Thursday night the 10th, but they'll run all day Friday the 11th, Saturday the 12th, and throughout the morning on Sunday the 13th. And then Sunday afternoon, we will host our achievement or award ceremony as well. And so that's just kind of another chance to highlight the kids' accomplishments and awards that were presented there for their project.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned the upgrades at the fairgrounds in DeWitt County have really allowed for that expansion of, you know, bringing the 3 counties together. And having been out there for the busier days of the fair, you know, it really, I thought it went really well. Just, you know, I don't know, I can't remember exactly how long you've been, you know, hosting all 3 of the counties there at the one fairground site, Kendra, but just what I saw last year for the first time in several years, things look to be going rather well on that front.
Yes, for sure. So I have been with Extension for 4 years now. And if I remember correctly, they combined things well before I arrived. So I would say at least the better part of 6, if not more, years have we combined the 3 counties together. And again, thanks to the Fair Board for expanding in those areas. We now have the exhibit space to continue to grow the program. And so, again, running out of space is kind of hectic, but it is always a great problem to have.
Very good. Kendra Wallace, 4-H coordinator for DeWitt, Logan, and for DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties, U of I Extension, our guest on the phone here for this morning. You know, Kendra, it feels like as we get ever closer to the fair, you know, the need for judges, I'm sure, becomes more and more of a, you know, a topic at the forefront for you folks. How is the search for judges going, and what are you in need of at this point?
Right at this moment, we are just getting ready to send out our initial search requests. So for folks that have judged with us in the past, please keep an eye out on your email because those will be coming out. If you have not judged with us in the past, please, I encourage you guys to to check it out, whether you just come and visit and experience it for the first time, or if you would like to judge. We're not asking for like top experts in the field, which is always encouraging to get to talk with the kids, or for the kids to talk with the top experts. But even if you just have a general interest in it, maybe you have a hobby of taking photographs and you'd be open to judging photography, or, you enjoy cooking at home or baking at home. Those are always a great opportunity of many, many project categories, but that's always my biggest recommendation. If you have a passion for it or enjoy participating in it as a hobby on your own, we would love for you guys to come out and get a chance to talk with the kids about their projects and what they're learning. So the best way to do that is just to reach out to myself, or you can reach out to any of our program coordinators or educators. They're at the extension offices.
Very good. Is there a certain area where you find you need judges year after year, and there's just, like a popular area that kids take up projects in, and you look at it and say, gosh, we really could use more judges for this?
Yes, that would definitely be our visual arts categories. There are so many, anywhere from your chalk, carbon, pigment projects, which would be painting, charcoal. I'm not that well versed in it, so I apologize, but any of those categories, that clay, leather work, 3D modeling, glass, like stained glass art, any of the art areas it's a very expansive project area. It actually runs over 2 days. Mm-hmm. So that's the area that we really encourage folks. Even if you just want to try it out for a first time, that's probably a good area to start, because there's lots of projects.
What is the Kendra, as you think about the judges, what is the time commitment for that weekend, or those days, I guess, of that weekend?
Yeah. So we generally ask for about 4 hours. We ask all of our exhibitors to sign up for a judging time. So we try to make sure that we're spreading that evenly between everyone. So about 4 hours tops. That way you can come in, check in, get your area all set up, and see your roster of who you would be judging for that day. Get your paperwork and everything ready to go, and then about 10 minutes with each kid. So we just, in total, recommend, or not necessarily recommend, advise that it be roughly about 4 hours. Sometimes it can be a little bit longer, sometimes it can be a little bit less. So that's just kind of a ballpark.
Gotcha. Yeah. Very good. And what does that day look like? When you're talking about judging projects, is it, ranking a handful of them in a certain category, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You mentioned like the time spent in front of a kid. What does that 4 hours kind of look like for that volunteer judge?
So they would, like I said, they come, they check in, they get a packet that has all of their exhibitors in it. It has that timetable, roster in it as well, and then the kids will come in during their time frame. You're given a rubric that kind of just highlights, do the kids talk about what they've learned? Are they covering all of the project requirements? And it just kind of goes down a little bit of a list, and we have some recommended questions or some suggestions. That way you just get a feel for having a conversation with the kids. And it seems kind of intimidating at first, because we all know a lot of kids don't like to talk. So it's that initial, like, how do you get the information from them? And it's a cool experience overall. I've judged a lot for myself in the past, and even currently at other county fairs I judge general projects, and it's a really unique experience, because you've got kids that come in and they're super excited about what they've done, and it's almost like you can't get them to stop talking about it. You're like, okay, our time's up,
Yeah.
And then there's other kids where you're like, did you have fun doing this project? And they're like, yeah. and that's all you get.
Yep.
So
yep.
it is, but it's such a great time, and it is a really great experience, because overall what the expectation is for these culminating events, especially with the conference style judging, is for the kids to gain skills.
Yep.
So it is a skill-based learning where they get an opportunity to gain some confidence even, and it's also a really unique experience. When you have judged with us for several years, you tend to see a lot of the kids repeat, and so you see them grow over that time frame as well. So those really shy kids who came in as first year members who you couldn't get answers out of, then over a course of about 3 or 4 years, you see them come back and they're really super passionate about their project, and now they've gained that confidence to be able to sit and comfortably talk in a conference style setting.
Sure. Yeah, cool stuff. Excellent. Well, Kendra, I've gone way past the time we've allowed for this, but how do folks learn more about all things about all things 4-H fair judging, fairbook, and those things? Where do folks go? How do they learn more?
That is through our website at extension.illinois.edu, and then it's /D for DeWitt, M for Macon, P for Piatt.
That is Kendra Wallace, 4-H coordinator for the University of Illinois Extension in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties. Our guest on the phone today. More to come with Kendra on the morning show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Monday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network, a steady start for corn and beans. Chicago wheat trading higher to start the day. May corn opening 458.5, down 1 3/4. July corn down 1.5, 465 3/4. New crop December 444 3/4, down 2 pennies. May beans starting the day 979 3/4, up 2 3/4. July beans up 2 1/4. 995 1/4. New crop November 984.5, up 1/4. May Chicago wheat 537.5, up 8.5. July wheat up 8, 550 3/4. September wheat 565 1/4, up 7 3/4. May bean meal 286.50, up 340. May bean oil down to $1, 44.83. Opening numbers on this Monday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
If the flu's got you down, the Warner Hospital and Health Services Walk-In Clinic Inside Family Medicine can help you feel better fast. CEO Paul Skowron inviting you to make us your backup plan to better health. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest is on the phone this morning, Kendra Wallace, the 4-H coordinator for the University of Illinois in DeWitt, Macon, Piatt counties. Kendra, let's talk, again, more summer topics here. 4-H camp at Allerton Park in Monticello. Let's talk about that. What's going on this year?
Yeah. So registration for camp always opens up real early in January. I'm sure that they are pretty close to being full, if they're not full already, for their regular summer dates. I think they have 5 weeks of camp opportunities for 4-H members. But I know that they're still looking for counselors too. So if anyone is, I believe it's 17 or older, If you're still looking for a gig over the summer and don't mind the drive over to Monticello, reach out to the camp and see what they have left available. I know they're really looking for lifeguards too. So that's always a great opportunity for 4-H'ers, like older 4-H members, to, kind of transition from being camp members to camp counselors. So
yeah,
you're looking for that.
What
opportunity.
What goes on at 4-H camp, Kendra? Tell us about kind of what that week of camp for kids looks like.
So it is fun packed from the moment that you get there and up to the moment that you leave. There's so many activities, and then just a great outdoor experience as well. So hiking, camping. Well, the camping is there included. Sorry, but they have the adventure course. They have, oh my goodness, there's so much out there. There's campfire, bonfire night, leadership opportunities, the big brand new arts and crafts hall that they have out there. I know that there's always the sports and rec that's going on, swimming, of course, boating. Just there's so much going on out there.
Yep, very good.
Traditional 4-H week.
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of fun. Is kind of the the bottom line with that one. Where do folks go to learn about all things 4-H 4-H camp, Kendra?
So they can actually find all of that information as well on our homepage. You just have to click the events tab, and you can put 4-H in the keywords, and it brings it straight up for you guys based by the date. So the very first one that they have coming up here, they have some family camp opportunities, as well as this year they've extended one that is a 4-H Reel Adventure family camp, and it's fishing. So the reel is REEL for fishing reel.
Okay.
And that's May the 2nd through May the 4th. So upcoming this next month. And it's right on our events page, and you can go in and click on the learn more, and it takes you there to the registration.
All right.
Excuse me, to the state page.
Sure. Well, I got to let you go for the day, Kendra. Always good to have you on the program. Kendra Wallace, 4-H coordinator, U of I Extension.
W.
The Big 1520 WH